If you have been following Street Outlaws for some time, then you can nod along with one simple fact. Nothing is certain when the cars are on the street. From horrific accidents to minor scratches, the Discovery Show has seen it all. A lot of racers have gone through several horrific car crashes throughout the installment of the show. However, some crashes are so severe that you can label them as near-death crashes. In today's video, we are going to take a closer look at some of the near-death crashes that have happened on Street Outlaws. So let's get right into it. But before getting into the video, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for all the latest updates. Lizzy Musi, No Prep Kings. Within a single day, Lizzy experienced the highs and lows of her life. Musi participated in the 2021 Darlington Dragway No Prep Kings, where she had a horrific accident. She had not even reached the halfway line before she lost control of her car, Bonnie, and smashed nose first in the guardrail. The accident looked so brutal that many of us thought Musi might have sustained severe injuries, but thankfully luck was on her side that day as she came out of the crash virtually unscathed. That being said, she was still taken to a nearest hospital to check if there was any hidden injury. The same day, she returned from the hospital to support her longtime boyfriend Kai Kelly, who also raced in a different event the same day. Although Lizzy attended the racing event to support her partner, she didn't know Kai had different plans. He surprised Musi just before the race by getting down on his knees and asking the big question.
For about a year, I've been saying that if I win a No Prep Kings event, that I was gonna ask Lizzy to marry me. And I've been carrying this ring around for like God knows how long.
So I don't know about y'all, but I lost that race, but I'm winning, right?
Tonight wasn't my big win. And she said yes, so in my eyes, I'm number one. Tonight, Street Outlaws became Street In-Laws.
Precious Car Crash, Street Outlaws, Memphis. In one of the episodes of the Street Outlaws Memphis, renowned racer Precious had a violent accident which she might not forget throughout her life. In the episode, she was racing Stevie Kroom from South Carolina. Before the race even began, both the racers knew the road condition was quite tricky, and to top it all off, the cold weather only added to the mix. Well, it indeed turned out to be the way Precious and Stevie had expected. After an awful sideways action, Precious went way too far on the left side whilst avoiding a crash with Stevie, which eventually made her lose control of her car. She ended up rolling the car at least 6 or 7 times before coming to a halt. As soon as the accident happened, the crew immediately rushed towards Precious' car to assess the damage. However, what they witnessed was Precious cursing and saying, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm mad about the car." Kamikaze Chris and his car El Camino, aka Elko, was one of the main reasons many people first started watching the Street Outlaws Memphis. When Chris and his precious car were involved in a horrible accident, it made many of us emotional and scared at the same time. The crash happened during a February 2021 episode of the Street Outlaw Memphis. As soon as JJ the Boss gave the green signal, the racers went full throttle. Everything was going fantastic, at least for a few seconds anyway, before Chris's car literally kamikazed itself and struck the side rail head first. Car was absolutely shattered from the front, with its engine out in the open. Not only that, many of us and the crew members were scared the engine might catch fire after some sparks flew from the car. Fortunately for Chris, he didn't have any major injury and was able to walk out of the accident.
I had a lot of cars throughout my life. That one's kind of special. It had a little more meaning than your average car and where it came from, so I let people down.
Barry Nicholson. Back in 2018, while racing David Bird Jones, Barry had a close call. The incident happened during the no prep race. In the beginning, everything went well, but as soon as the car crossed the 400 yards line, it started to wiggle a bit. Unfortunately, the wiggling didn't stop and Barry lost all control of his car, the Godfather. While describing the accident in detail, Barry said, "The car got sideways and shot toward the right with zero warning. The car hit on the passenger side and the chassis actually caught the 8-inch tall concrete curve and caused the car to start barrel rolling. The car was actually passenger side down, driver side up in the trees when it stopped. I was unconscious for a while and got myself out of the car when I came to." Talking about the injuries, he broke a part of his pelvis. However, the most scary part of the accident was the fact that Barry didn't even respond to what the emergency responders were asking. While talking about the scene, Nicholson said, "I knew my wife's name and kid's name, but nothing else they asked me. After they realized how beat up I was, it was time to take a ride to the hospital to really get checked out. It was a rough few days after the crash. I was really out of it." Izzy Valencia. Well, so far in this accident list, only a handful of them have come closer to death or caused one. However, there's one race in particular that has caused a valuable loss of life. Back in 2015, racer Izzy Valencia was going head to head with Karen Gary Pellian when the dreadful accident happened. While racing, Karen lost control of his Mustang and veered his car into the bystander's side, killing 2 spectators and injuring 1. The accident got Izzy and Karen arrested for murder. Izzy was charged with 2 felony counts of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence. Well, that is all for today. Make sure you like the video if you liked it and dislike it if not. Tell us in the comment section which crash do you think was the most scary in the series.